From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. We're still tracking the 3 fires within the viewing area. We'll go ahead and get right into it, starting with the Squaw Creek fire burning in Kittitas County. This is now 215 acres, but hey, here's a little bit of good news. We finally have some containment on this as we're now at 3% contained. These evacuations did get adjusted yesterday. So now for the level 2 area, it's residencies on the east side of US 97, north of the fire to Liberty Road, and then for Forest Service Road 3506, south of the fire to Upper Green Canyon Road. So that's where you got to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice. And then where you should be keeping tabs on everything is for the town of Liberty, all of Liberty Road, Forest Service Road 9726 and its spurs. And you can read those. We'll have those updated at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Now on to the Williams Mine fire burning in southwestern Yakima County. This is a little bit over 13,000 acres, still holding pretty steady at 31% contained. Just a couple active hot spots on the map this morning on the northern and eastern flank of the fire. And then for this canyon fire in southern Morrow County, we still don't know much about it other than it is 190 acres, still not much known about containment. Temperatures this morning in the 50s and 60s. You might need a light jacket. You might need a rain jacket as we're tracking several areas of very light showers, even some thunderstorms for this morning. And I'll show you what to expect for the rest of this Wednesday coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, it has been 23 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks. We have how the city of Kennewick is paying tribute.
Also an update on the search for the man suspected of killing his girlfriend in Wapato. He has been arrested. We have how police were able to find him.
And last night was the presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. We have the recap. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Wednesday, September 11th. Of course, it's a really significant day in our nation's history.
Absolutely.
23 years ago today. And it's one of those moments that a lot of people reflect on, can remember where they were.
Do you remember where you were?
I do, yeah. So I remember I was at home and we were watching television. I was just really shocked by the events.
I remember being in 2nd grade and the teacher turned it on and all of us were just silent, not knowing what was going on. And then we figured out what was going on. It was just a strange energy in the air.
It was, yeah. And we'll be talking a little bit more about what's going to be going on in Kennewick to
and again, yes,
mark that day.
And today marks the 23 years since the attacks, and the city of Kennewick is paying tribute this morning.
Yes, and we will have more on that in just a moment, but we want to talk also about an update to a homicide. The nation and the search for a man suspected of killing his girlfriend in Wapato. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office says 45-year-old Gianni Alemo has been arrested.
Authorities say Alemo was on the run for 4 days following the shooting death of 37-year-old Heather Renee England on September 6th. So authorities say they got a Crime Stoppers tip, led to a traffic stop and a short chase before the arrest of Alemo in Yakima County. And Alemo is facing charges of murder, domestic violence, and assault. And a local rescue is looking for the community's help. Property disputes are causing problems at the Pitbull Pen, a foster and shelter facility for dogs in Benton City.
The property is at risk of closing its doors. The founder says this is happening because of a legal family dispute. But Executive Director and founder Trish Trickett says the foster program and the mission is staying as steadfast as ever.
About a week ago, Trish Trickett was handed an eviction notice to the property she's done business on for years. And the cost to purchase the property right now, around $400,000.
You know, with adoptions down over the last 2 years, and I mean like under 10 adoptions a month now for the past 2 years. We're barely scraping by, and we've got dogs here that we have to account for.
If they have to leave the location, all the dogs at the facility need fosters, adoption, or a new rescue to go to. Trickett says they've spent 15 years developing the property and bringing through all kinds of dogs and all kinds of people. She says she wants to stay open.
Oh my gosh, thousands of dogs. thousands have been placed and come through here, and it's my life.
Trickett says people get involved in many ways. If the doors have to close, many animals may need homes. And right now, the Pit Bull Pen is also looking for declarations from the community about how Trish Trickett has impacted people to go to Trickett's attorney to keep the lot or also move to a new location. And they're also looking for monetary donations. And we'll be having more coming up in just a few minutes. We are going to go to break right now.
Is that house-made guac going on a Carl's Jr. burger? Smooth, zesty, charbroiled, beefy, melty pepper jack, cheesy, saucy temptation, crisp bacon too. I give. Give in to the guac bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. Big burger. Good burger.
It's time once again for the Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival. 2 big days, September 13th and 14th at the Walla Walla Fairgrounds. This year's theme is 2 crayons. Quilters choose 2 colors randomly and then add a third to create amazing fabric works of art. Check out hourly demos, shop the vendors, and have a great time. Enjoy both big days for just $8. Meet featured quilter Robin Long of Robin Ruth Design and local featured quilter Julianne Gunningham. Mark your calendar now, September 13th and 14th, the Walla Walla Valley Quilt Festival.
Pro-level performance at work and at home. Right now, buy 2 AP300S batteries and get a third AP300S for free. And get a free battery when you buy a BGA 86 battery handheld blower set, a $300 value. Real steel. Find yours.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
I have prepared a Thomas's breakfast for you to savor together.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, are English muffins from England?
Heavens, no. They're from the pantry.
Are you from England?
Nay, I am also from the pantry. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Is that house-made guac going on a Carl's Jr. burger? Smooth, zesty, charbroiled, beefy, melty pepper jack, cheesy, saucy temptation, crisp bacon too. I give. Give in to the guac bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. Big burger. Good burger.
We're hosting the Emmys, and this year they're going highbrow.
No, they said eyebrow. They want you to make bad jokes about your eyebrows, which you're not doing.
Why don't they go through proper channels? My brows have their own agent.
What did I just say?
What?
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are tracking some active weather for this morning. Some moderate to heavy rainfall on the west side. We'll see how much of that actually makes it over the mountains, but we are seeing some light showers actually to the east of the mountains. Some light showers in the Yakima Valley, some of those in the Kittitas Valley, and even some thunderstorms that are firing up in the Blues and in the Wallowas. So we'll show you what ends up happening to those a little bit later in the day with Futurecast. But now let's pivot to the smoke out there, because there is still some, but granted, there's not very much out there. Pretty light stuff that's streaming from the Swat Creek fire in Kittitas County. That's streaming down into portions of Grant and Adams and even a little bit of Franklin County. But all this stuff is pretty light. We'll show you what ends up happening to this over the next couple of days. And by the time we get to 5 p.m. this evening, again, maybe some thick smoke coming immediately downwind of the Swat Creek fire. But other than that, and other than in very southern portions of Morrow and Umatilla counties. But other than that, for points in between, air quality is going to look pretty good. And it's going to look even better into tomorrow, just in the wake of the cold front, in the wake of some of the cooler temperatures. But we'll still track the potential for some more thick smoke downwind of some of those more active fires. But again, big takeaway is that air quality shouldn't be a big issue over the next couple of days. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. It's going to be a very small chance of some light showers all throughout the day. So if you want to err on the side of caution, go with the rain jacket. So for today, much cooler, some fall-like weather. We'll have shower and thunderstorm chances, which I'll time out again for you on Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Well, the city of Mapton continues to make headlines as the city continues to operate without a budget and the mayor facing 2 separate recall petitions. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell has a breakdown of what's happened so far and what it means for the city's mayoral seat.
Some of the concerns brought up by the community and city council members in regards to the mayor's tenure date back years. But it wasn't until earlier this summer when the council came under a new level of public scrutiny due to a fake robbery scheme that those issues really came to a head. Police say on June 17th, a masked man stole $22,000 worth of city cash and checks from a deputy city clerk right outside City Hall. But investigators became suspicious after the clerk waited half an hour to call 911. The woman arrested, then released after a prosecutor declined to file charges against her, pending further investigation, leading residents to speak out.
This town is the laughing stock of the state of Washington.
The deputy city clerk's boyfriend's brother, the alleged masked man, later charged in the incident. Those court documents showing police still suspicious of the deputy city clerk's involvement. But the city's response to the stolen money remains unknown, with Mayor Rachel Ruelas repeatedly refusing to answer questions.
Hi, my name's Emily. I tried to talk to you on the phone the other day. I was wondering if I could talk to you about what's happening with the city. The questions I have aren't for the chief. They're about whether or not the city is going to be able to pay its bills with the $22,000 that's missing, and whether or not the employees will be put on administrative leave.
She's running away.
Council members then speaking out about the mayor's failure to provide them with a final budget for 2023 or any budget at all for 2024.
We're operating illegally. We have no budget. I've been asking and asking and asking for it.
Council members calling for her resignation.
Due to incompetency and violation of her oath of office.
And I'm not going to resign.
All council members except for the mayor's mother signing on to a petition to recall her.
We need to use our voices.
We're the boss, not you.
The judge allowing the petition to move forward on 2 of 6 charges, both alleged violations of state law. One, that the mayor used her position to secure special privileges for herself by advertising her personal business on the city website. And 2, that the mayor has failed to get a final budget adopted for 2024, leaving the city to do without.
So the court finds that there is some urgency to get this matter proceeding forward.
The mayor still refusing to answer any questions.
Mayor, I was wondering if you had any comment on the recall petition. Rachel?
No, we don't.
We don't. Okay.
But then a second petition brought forward by resident Ruben Olivares with new allegations.
To me, as a resident of Mountain, it's not right.
The judge allowing the second petition to move forward on 2 of 4 charges brought forward by Olivares. One, that without a budget, the mayor's push for council to approve a pay raise for her back in December, retroactive all the way to May of 2023, violated state law.
The budget was never amended for 2023 to account for this, make it legal.
And 2, that the mayor's failure to adopt a 2024 budget prevented the city clerk from being able to file quarterly reports required by state law.
If there's no appeal, then they have 180 days to get the supporting signatures. However, it only requires 58 signatures.
Meaning recall questions could be on the ballot as soon as February.
Mapping can't go on like this.
But now we've learned the mayor has notified Superior Court that she'll be appealing the judge's decision on that first petition, all the way up to the state Supreme Court. And there's still time left for her to file an appeal on the second petition. I've been able to confirm that the mayor has filed a notice of appeal in Yakima County Superior Court. However, it's unclear at this time if she's taken it that one step further to file the documents with the state Supreme Court. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
And Emily will bring us an update on this story tonight after the City Council meeting. Up next, a new study finds a weight loss drug showing promise in treating childhood obesity. We take a look at the study coming up in your health headlines.
The Labor Day sale at Furniture Row has been extended. And that means the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get 60 months no interest financing. But don't wait. The extended Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
All right, so my job here is the food and beverage executive chef. I've been here 10 years. Started off here as an entry-level cook. I was given the opportunity to step into the executive chef role, which is the position that I'm in. I've been in that position for about 6 years now, almost. What I do here, I handle not so much the day-to-day operations, but everything that goes into the menu planning, the SOPs for all of the cooks, recipes, ensuring all the recipes are all the same, the consistency, the vision of the food and beverage department as far as the aesthetics, what is it going to look like, what does the food preparation look like. We have everything from catering, fast food, employee meals, which is a cafeteria style setting, and then obviously our bread and butter, what we do, a buffet here at Legends. What we like to do here is try to keep our team members happy, try to be versatile with them, try to be flexible, whatever needs that they may have. We try to accommodate. We do have childcare here on property, so if somebody needs to drop their kids off at childcare, that option's always there. You could come into our department with no experience at all, but we're gonna show you how to hold a knife, we're gonna show you how to cut vegetables, we're gonna show you how to cut meat, we're gonna show you how to use all the equipment. Is the comfort of knowing that I'm gonna have my consistent 40 hours a week. And that goes from everywhere from a dishwasher all the way up to my position. It's another benefit of working here at Legends. I like to think of it more as a career rather than a job.
It's the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit, just $299.99. Or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're tracking a couple different areas of wet weather. Area number 1 in the Blues and in the Wallowas, and then area number 2 on the west side starting to get over the mountains and into portions of the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. So we'll show you what happens to all this for the rest of today with Futurecast. And by the time we get to about 5 p.m., you see it's just going to be a little trickle of showers throughout the day as the mountains are going to eat up most of this moisture. And I think around 5, 6 p.m., that's when we'll start to see some clearing of some of this, at least between the mountain ranges from west to east. And so midnight could have some showers left over for the Blues and for the foothills and for the Cascades. The rest of us should be dry. And into Thursday, we could also have some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms lingering in the same areas for the Blues, for the foothills, and also for the Cascades. Over the next 48 hours, maybe the mountains could pick up upwards of 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, but in between the mountain ranges, in all likelihood, it's going to be less than 1/10 of an inch of water. So for today will be about 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Feeling pretty fall-like out there. Winds will gust between 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then for tonight, the winds are actually going to pick up, gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour, the fastest wind gust being up in the Kittitas Valley. And so again, the breakdown of days: Wednesday a lot more active as opposed to Thursday, pretty dry for Friday and Saturday, but then shower chances start to go back up into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, I'm not thinking that Sunday is going to be a washout, neither will Monday, but things are trending a little bit wetter for Tuesday. It's going to be pretty interesting for sure, and we're going to hold on to this fall-like weather. It's not just an anomaly. It looks like it's going to be here to stay at least for the next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, a thunderstorm chance for today, and then dry and cool for Thursday through Sunday. For Yakima, we'll Be cooler with showers and thunderstorms for today. Dry Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances return by Saturday. For Ellensburg, winds picking up on Thursday behind this cold front. Dry for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances start again by Saturday. And for Hermiston, a thunderstorm chance for today, but dry for Thursday through Sunday. Wet weather possibly coming back by Monday. Then for Walla Walla, showers linger into Thursday, but dry and comfy for Friday and Saturday. Wet weather creeping back for Sunday and beyond.
Thank you, Josh. In your health headlines this morning, a new report found the U.S. is facing an ongoing maternity health crisis. The report was released yesterday by the infant and maternal health nonprofit called March of Dimes. It found 1 out of every 3 counties does not have a single obstetric clinician, affecting women's access to care. And in many parts of the country, prenatal and delivery doctors are leaving the workforce. Some hospitals are also closing their labor and delivery units due to staff shortages and fewer births. To improve access to maternity care in the U.S., the March of Dimes has called for expanded training opportunities to encourage more midwives to join the healthcare workforce. It's also called for investments in telehealth to reach more patients. And a weight loss drug is showing promise to treat childhood obesity. In a late-stage trial, children who used the weight loss drug liraglutide lost significantly more weight than children on a placebo. The study, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, looked at the effects of the drug on children between the ages of 6 and 12 with a high body mass index. Out of 82 children, 56 received the drug injection once a day, and the rest got a placebo. All participants received diet and exercise counseling, and at the end of the trial, those on the drug had a BMI more than 7 percentage points lower than their counterparts. The FDA first approved liraglutide in 2014 to help adults lose weight. In 2020, the approval was extended to children ages 12 to 17 years old. Coming up next, actor Sebastian Stan has transformed himself into a young Donald Trump for a new biopic about Trump and his long-running reality TV show. We've got your entertainment headlines coming up next. Also, your local election news is still ahead. Stay with us.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular. Built for us. It's a free ride. But I already paid.
Discover the future of driving with McCurley Chevrolet's new electric vehicle lineup. These cutting-edge electric vehicles offer efficiency, style, and performance. Plus, take advantage of incredible savings. Receive $7,500 in federal tax credits, and Washington drivers can get up to $9,000 in instant rebates with the 2024 Electric Vehicle Program. Eligibility rules apply. Don't miss out on this opportunity to go green and save big with an electric vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet. McCurley Dealerships, your way home.
I got sandwiched between 2 trucks and trailers.
The insurance company tried to trick Michael.
The worst part was they hired a private investigator to stalk me for 2 years.
But he knew my number, 853-2222.
He taught him a lesson. We both taught him a lesson.
I made the insurance company pay.
He got me 5 times more than what I expected. This law firm is the best in Yakima, period.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Sometimes life is a funny way of turning sideways, like when your kid decides they're a professional stylist the morning of picture day, or when your to-do list isn't quite done.
You went to Rite Aid, right?
Or when you're sure you packed everything you need, but you actually need one more thing.
We forgot our prescriptions.
We
got you.
Are we happy?
We are happy. Find everything you need?
Yep. Yeah, life never really goes the way you plan, but that's why we're here. It means more at Rite Aid.
Dear 2031, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 5.75% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular. Built for us.
Stacy Lee. KapKView First Alert Weather. Watch tonight.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, musician Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters has shared some personal news about his family.
The frontman announced on Instagram yesterday he recently fathered a child with a woman outside of his marriage. Grohl wrote that he plans to be a loving and supportive parent to his new baby girl.
The legendary rocker added that he loves his wife and children and is doing all he can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. A representative for Grohl had no further comment.
Grohl and Jordan Bloom have been married since 2003. They have 3 daughters together, 18, 15, and 10 years old.
Moving on to movies now, Sebastian Stan transforms into a young Donald Trump in the 1970s in the first trailer for the new Donald Trump biopic.
It's titled The Apprentice, mirroring the title of his long-running hit NBC reality show. It follows Trump's rise under the mentorship of political fixer Roy Cohn.
Cohn is played by Jeremy Strong. It hits theaters October 11th. That'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I think I want to watch that one. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, the presidential candidates aren't the only ones that took part in a heated debate last night. The candidates for governor of Washington did too. And we've got that story when we come back.
Plus, when it comes to voting in the general election, there are resources available. We'll go over some of the biggest challenges people face on Election Day and how to utilize those tools available. That's in the next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a push for social media warning labels. 42 state attorneys general urge Congress to require labels to help young users' mental health. Social media companies and free speech advocates oppose the plan, calling it unwarranted. Next, Sony has revealed the PS5 Pro. Sony says the gaming console features a more powerful graphics processor, AI upscaling, and better gameplay performance. Release date is November 7th, and pre-orders start September 26th. The price tag, $700. Finally, a new dating app for the sober, curious crowd. With 41% of Americans drinking less, Dry Baby helps people connect through alcohol-free events. It is a free app now available in Los Angeles and New York City, with plans to expand to even more cities. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Lionel Moise. Have a great day.
Bring it in. Now we hit the field line. Woo, woo, woo. All day light. Woo. All night light. Woo. We the boys like. Woo. Our time like. Woo. Your pound like. Woo. New job like. Damn. All day light. All night light. All day light. All night light. All day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night.
When you see what it's really like when our skin touches wool, you see why we need Downy Free and Gentle with no perfumes or dyes. It not only makes your clothes softer and is gentle on your skin, it breathes life into your laundry.
Women exercise.
Can your pad flex with you without shifting? Always Flex Foam can. It's the only pad made with a flexible foam core with wings that fit securely for up to zero bunching and zero leaks. Can your pad do that? See what foam can do for you.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Goldberg.
All right, Josh, we had our transitional day yesterday, and now, hallelujah.
It's all fall.
Yes. Okay.
It's all fall. Now, that's not to say that, maybe it gets hotter towards the end of this month. That's certainly on the table. But for now, over the next 7 days, we have fall weather.
Right.
And
technically still summer.
Yes. But it looks like the fall weather is going to stick around for at least the next 7 days. So that is certainly, I think, a sight for sore eyes. All right, you're taking a live look right now at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy, or it's actually just a view atop our studios here in Kennewick. Not seeing much out there for this morning, as of course we don't have any daylight yet. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. You could maybe get away with not having a light jacket headed out the front door in the foothills this morning. I would personally have one, but again, that is up to your discretion. Now, some of us might need a rain jacket as well, specifically in the Yakima Valley. It looks like there's some light showers in the Kittitas Valley too, and we'll have more of this throughout the day, just kind of a trickle potentially of showers all throughout the day. So for today, here's some of that fall-like weather. Will be about 10 degrees below average for this time of the year, and we will have chances for showers and thunderstorms across the map. And I'll break down those chances. Also, I'll break down the timing zone by zone. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The nation watched as Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump met for the first time ever on a debate stage in Philadelphia.
ABC News hosted and moderated the candidates' pitch to voters, which included some of this election's most critical moments and a few bizarre ones. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from the National Constitution Center.
It started with a handshake.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
Have fun. A brief moment of diplomacy between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump before the gloves came off.
Tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook, a bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling.
She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist.
The economic pitch to voters led the debate, Harris leaning into her middle-class roots.
My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start-up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of America's economy.
Trump doubling down on his tariff plan, which economists say would be a tax on Americans, and pinning inflation on Harris.
When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had no inflation. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before.
On abortion, Trump wouldn't commit to vetoing a national abortion ban, instead repeating this false claim.
But her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine.
Harris then going on the attack.
Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral.
Trump repeatedly brought the wide-ranging conversation back to immigration.
She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border.
Harris dismissed most of those attacks, instead focusing on provoking the unhinged side of the former president.
It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos.
In the post-debate spin room, Trump made a rare appearance as his surrogates scrambled to defend his performance. Harris taking a victory lap after the debate, but saying she's still the underdog.
The Harris campaign was quick to offer another debate in October. Trump has not yet committed.
And the candidates for governor of Washington also took part in a heated debate last night.
This was the first debate between Republican candidate Dave Reichert and Democratic candidate Bob Ferguson this election season. Reichert and Ferguson revealed to Washington voters where they stand on important issues such as the homeless crisis, reproductive health, and gun control. Take a listen.
The homeless crisis is really a drug and substance abuse crisis. It's also a mental illness crisis. Mr. Ferguson supported the legislation that legalized drugs on the streets of our cities across this state.
Bob Ferguson has supported the decriminalization of non-commercial drug possession. Ferguson responded with how he'd combat the homeless and drug crisis in our state, pointing to the over $1 billion his office's litigations have won against opioid companies.
The money can only be used by the state and by local governments to invest in treatment and first responders, and they can only use those dollars to address the opioid epidemic.
The next gubernatorial debate will be held in Spokane next Wednesday.
Now, if you or someone you know is in need of assistance when it comes to voting, there are resources available.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma tells us some of the biggest challenges people face on Election Day are help with understanding the ballot, and some are first-time voters. Some may have a disability that makes it difficult to vote. For others, they may struggle with the language.
When it comes to voting, Amanda Hatfield says people from all backgrounds may find it challenging, not just to pick a candidate they like, but understanding what they are voting for.
Hearing impaired, there is the Braille touchpad that they can feel and mark their ballot by the selections on the keypad. If you're vision impaired, then you can put the headset on and it will read you the votes on the machine. And then you can make your selections through and it'll print a ballot for you.
Hatfield is the elections manager for Bang County. She says every election is an opportunity for people to get involved and make their voice heard. but it's important to make sure everyone gets that opportunity.
We have some staff available that can translate in Spanish, but we're working on establishing a contract with a service that can do kind of on-demand translation services for any language if we need them. We're working on translating a lot of our materials on our website into Spanish. We have some available already, but we're working on looking at broadening that a bit.
If you're wanting a translator, you can find them in most counties, ready and willing to help.
They can go to the voting center that's down on Columbia Center Boulevard, or they can come here to the administration building. There's also the county seat in Prosser at the courthouse where people can register to vote and do all the same services they can down here.
For hard of hearing and seeing, you can also get the assistance.
It's available at the voting center down on Columbia Center Boulevard, and it's also at the courthouse in Prosser.
Hatfield says having these resources available helps ensure no vote is left behind.
Especially with this election, getting people out registered to vote, we're expecting a very high turnout, and we want to kind of emphasize that every election is important, especially the smaller special ones, not just every general election. So getting that out there to people to vote every election.
The Election Center is finalizing the contract with a vendor for on-demand translation services, and it should be ready by the general election for a variety of languages.
Hatfield says after the general election, the Benton County Election Center will continue to plan out a way to broaden their resources.
Taylor Swift announces she's endorsing Kamala Harris for president. Swift announced the news after watching last night's presidential debate. She wrote on Instagram that she was made aware of an AI version of herself falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run on his website.
Swift said the dangers of misinformation brought her to the conclusion that she needed to be transparent about her plans for this election as a voter. In her 2020 documentary titled Miss Americana, Swift expressed regret for not speaking up about political causes sooner. Now today marks the 23rd anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks, and the city of Kennewick is paying tribute in many ways.
The 9/11 memorial, located at the Southridge Sports Events Complex, will be open and accessible all day. The city of Kennewick was one of only a few communities throughout the entire United States that received a piece of steel from the World Trade Center.
At 6:30 a.m., there will be a presentation of the colors and the national anthem. At 6:45, the start of the changing of the guard will take place every half hour. Moments of silence will follow, and at 10:45 will mark the retirement of the colors and end of the memorial events.
Tens of thousands of people are under wildfire evacuation orders and warnings in the western U.S. today.
New fires have popped up this week, with officials saying the U.S. now has more than 70 large active fires, and some are growing rapidly. In Orange County, California, the airport fire is expanding rapidly after igniting on Monday.
The fire has been moving in a way that's hard to predict. About 1,400 area homes are under evacuation orders. Nearby, the line fire is behind 4,800 home evacuations in San Bernardino County. The bridge fire in Angeles National Forest is fewer than 30 miles from LA.
Meanwhile, in Nevada, at least 2 animal evacuation centers say they're full due to the Davis fire, and officials say other states are also facing wildfires. They include Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and Wyoming. And the daring Polaris Dawn mission lifted off early yesterday morning from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket roared to life with a 4-person civilian crew strapped into the Dragon capsule. Polaris Dawn aims to make history on its 5-day excursion.
The space flight is expected to be the highest any human has flown since the Apollo program. While orbiting at a lower altitude, the crew will also attempt to conduct the first ever private spacewalk. The launch had been postponed several times due to a helium issue and weather. SpaceX needed to ensure calm waters and winds for the return trip.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Campbell's Soup is waiting or wanting to change their name, and we'll tell you what they want to change it to and why in just a few minutes.
But first, Josh will have your weather for today. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken.
Back to school. That means more kids will be out in traffic when you least expect them. They don't know the rules of the road yet, but you do, so drive safely. This message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Bad sleep.
No, the worst.
You know, there's really no excuse for bad sleep. During the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $100 off our Doctor's Choice Original lineup and up to $200 off our Doctor's Choice Hybrid lineup. Check out the Summit, just $299.99. Or get 60 months, no interest, and free shipping. Hurry, the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Coyote Canyon says, cheers to 30 years, and they invite you to join the festivities. It's the 30th Anniversary Vineyard Celebration. Buy your tickets early for this great event on Saturday, September 21st. Then hop on the shuttle to the Horse Heaven Hills and visit the amazing family vineyards. Enjoy music, barbecue, and of course, the star of the show, Coyote Canyon Wines. A fantastic day awaits you, with some of the proceeds going to benefit Heartlinks Hospice. Purchase your tickets today for the 30th Anniversary Vineyard Celebration with Coyote Canyon Winery. Coyote Canyon is calling.
Don't give a rat's behind that below.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
A full hour of Judy Justice today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually.
Right, Tom.
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 You doing that on purpose?
Tam.
Tam.
How have we got to Tam?
Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
Fall is in the air, and that means getting back to school, putting outdoor toys away, and getting ready for winter sports. However, if an accident left you sidelined this summer, you should call Allen Brecky Law Offices. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
When you're 61 years old, you have few opportunities to change your life. I don't feel invisible now.
Last night, all eyes were on Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And now this morning on GMA, real-time reaction from across the country, inside the campaigns, and behind the scenes at the ABC debate. Was there a clear winner? Good Morning America this morning.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Now, I've talked today already this morning about the chance for showers and thunderstorms. I haven't really talked much, though, about fire starts, and that's because the environment just isn't going to be as primed up for fire starts as it was just a couple days back. Remember, on Monday, the vegetation dryness was up in the 90th, 95th percentile. Well, we're not seeing values like that anymore because there's more moisture and also it's much cooler out there. Now, it still is dry. We're going to be into the 71st percentile. Remember, the 100th percentile would be the driest vegetation on record. So we're not quite out of the woods just yet, but I'm not nearly as concerned about fire starts, the fire start potential as I was earlier this week. So that's that for Kittitas and Yakima County, up into the 68th percentile for the Lower Columbia Basin, up into the 68th percentile as well for the Blue Mountains. Now let's talk about the timing of some of these thunderstorms. It's mostly going to be a Wednesday ordeal, although we could have some showers lingering in the foothills through Thursday. So this really, this graphic, it's from west to east, and so you notice that the further east you talk about, that's the later that some of these showers could linger. But obviously it's going to be the blues in which the showers could linger way later than the rest of this graphic, as they could linger through 5 p.m. on Thursday. But for the rest of this is mainly going to be a Wednesday ordeal. Shower and thunderstorm chances for today are going to span anywhere between 30 to 70%. It's looking like Kittitas and Yakima County will probably have the best chances. But I'll show you just how much rainfall we're expecting to extract out of this storm system. It's not much, but at least it's something. I'll have that for you coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In consumer news, one of the country's most iconic brands plans on changing its name.
Campbell's Soup wants to drop soup from its name. The company has been around for 155 years, but leaders say there's more to Campbell's these days than just soup, and soup is now a smaller part of the company's sales.
So it wants to be known as the Campbell's Company. Campbell's owns a variety of snacks and foods that include Goldfish, Pepperidge Farms, and Snyder's of Hanover.
Shareholders will have the final say on whether the name change becomes official. They will decide the issue at the company's annual meeting in November.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, NASA is looking into whether life is possible on another place in our solar system. We'll tell you what they're up to coming up in your morning sprint.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Next Live with Kelly and Mark. Emmy nominee Caitlin Olsen from the new series High Potential. Are we hugging?
Absolutely not.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
D-Lynn's Boutique is a lifestyle boutique that offers locally sourced and established brand items. We feature men's and women's styles with a fresh approach to your look. D-Lynn's Boutique brings style that is approachable yet unique, so you can look and feel your best no matter what room you are walking into. Our house brand, Life on the Water, is locally inspired, designed, and printed in Kennewick, Washington. D-Lynn's is located in the Marineland Plaza in Kennewick, next to the Village Bistro. You can also shop easily online at dlyns.com.
Thank you to our incredible community for 5 years of unwavering support. At Morphine Law Firm, we're committed to justice for all, and that's just one of the reasons why we offer free consultations. Call us today at Morphine Law Firm.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% APR for up to 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team. At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems. And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
We know what you want in a chainsaw. Husqvarna chainsaws deliver the performance, comfort, and precision cutting you need to get the job done quickly and safely. Gas or battery powered, it's what precision cutting is all about. And for every job in any environment, your Husqvarna dealer has a professional series chainsaw that works as hard as you do, setting the standard in outdoor power equipment trusted by professionals around the world. And to make things better, we're introducing our extended limited consumer warranty. Find the Husqvarna chainsaw that's right for you at Liberty Lawn and Saw in West Richland.
Thank you for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest the most watched local morning news program in our area. What's new, what's now, and what's next, plus first alert weather every 10 minutes. Wake up with Good Morning Northwest from Apple Valley News Now on your side.
ET and Extra tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are tracking a couple different areas of showers and thunderstorms for this morning. Some thunder in the Blues, also in the Wallowas. It's mainly just showers right now up in the Cascades. The Cascades are eating a lot of this moisture, although there are some light showers left over in the Yakima Valley, also up in the Kittitas Valley. Let's show you what happens to all of this a little bit later in the day with Futurecast, and you'll notice that it's just going to be a constant trickle of showers all throughout the day. It's not going to be a washout. I'm thinking maybe Futurecast is underselling this just a little bit, but remember what I was talking about just about 5 minutes ago. By the time we get to 5, 6 p.m., we're going to start to see a gradual clearing from west to east. Now, it's not going to be a clearing for the entire area, as we could have some showers left over in the foothills, also for the Blues, and also up in the Cascades. And it's going to be in those same areas where we could have some leftover showers and thunderstorms for Thursday. But the rest of us should be dry, maybe even some sunshine breaking through the clouds. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours. Most of this falling on Wednesday. Maybe the mountains squeezing about a quarter of an inch of rainfall out of this storm system, but between the mountain ranges, probably less than a tenth of an inch of rainfall. So for today, it's going to be cool. It's finally going to feel fall-like. We'll be about 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Also, it's going to be breezy, winds gusting between 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then for tonight, the winds picking up, gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour. The wind gusts will continue to be prevalent for Thursday, but the showers, not so much. But then we're tracking maybe a resurgence in some wet weather starting on Sunday, and then that gets exacerbated into Tuesday. But hey, the fall-like weather, at least in terms of the temperatures, sticking around for the next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A thunderstorm chance for today, but dry and cool for Thursday through Sunday. Then for Yakima, cooler with showers and thunderstorms today, dry for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances will return by Saturday. For Ellensburg, winds picking up on Thursday behind this cold front, dry for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances start again for Saturday. Then for Hermiston, a thunderstorm chance today, but dry for Thursday through Sunday. Wet weather possibly coming back by Monday. Then for Walla Walla, showers linger in Thursday, but dry and comfy for Friday and Saturday. Wet weather creeping back for Sunday and beyond.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
We're going to take you right to your 6 o'clock hour. First up, here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office says 45-year-old Gianni Alemo has been arrested. He's the man accused of killing his girlfriend in Wapato on September 6th and then going on the run. Authorities say they got a Crime Stoppers tip that led to a traffic stop and a short chase before the arrest of Alemo in Yakima County. He is facing charges of murder, domestic violence, and assault.
Today marks the 23rd anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks, and the city of Kennewick is paying tribute. The 9/11 memorial, located at the Southridge Sports Events Complex, will be open and accessible all day. The city of Kennewick was one of the only few communities throughout the entire United States that received a piece of steel from the World Trade Center. And coming up at 6 this morning, we'll hear more about the event from our very own Monique Ledesma.
Property disputes are causing problems at the Pitbull Pen, a foster and shelter facility for dogs in Benton City. Executive Director and founder Trish Trickett says she's been handed an eviction notice, and the cost to purchase the property right now around $400,000. If they have to leave the location, all the dogs at the facility need fosters, adoption, or a new rescue to go to.
2 recall petitions have been filed against the mayor of Mabton, and recall questions could be on the ballot as early as February. Among the concerns include her failure to adopt a 2024 budget and advertising her personal business on the city's website. The mayor has notified the Superior Court that she'll be appealing the judge's decision on the first petition all the way up to the state Supreme Court. Also, there's still time left for her to file an appeal for the second petition.
We're looking ahead to the general election in November. For some voters, they could face challenges such as visual or hearing impairments or a language barrier. The election manager for Benton County says there are resources available such as Braille touchpads for voting, a headset, or a translator.
In your national headlines this morning, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump met for the first time last night in what was their first presidential debate of the 2024 election.
The 90-minute debate was held at Philadelphia's National Constitution Center. ABC News hosted the debate and live fact-checked each candidate's statements on the most pressing issues facing the country. We'll have more on the debate in our next hour, but for more of a breakdown, you can head to our website or digital app.
Experts say Hurricane Francine could be a Category 2 by the time it makes landfall this afternoon. Francine is more than 200 miles off the Louisiana coast as of this morning. The National Hurricane Center says it's on track to hit that state later in the day and then move on to Mississippi.
The Storm Prediction Center says it will cause a risk of tornadoes from Louisiana to the western panhandle. It could also bring flooding, heavy rainfall, powerful winds, and potentially life-threatening storm surges.
Someone in Texas has won the Mega Millions jackpot after last night's drawing. The prize is an estimated $800 million, or the person could walk away with the cash option of $404 million.
This is only the third Mega Millions winner this whole year. The other jackpot winners were from New Jersey and in March and Illinois in June.
The attorneys general for 42 states have signed a letter to Congress demanding a Surgeon General warning label on social media apps. They say the platforms threaten the safety of young adults and feed the mental health crisis.
Several states have already taken legal action against a number of social media companies, including Meta and TikTok. The attorneys general say more action needs to be done, like adding a warning label, which requires congressional approval. The FDA is planning to investigate the potential harm to women from heavy metals such as lead and arsenic found in tampons. This comes after a small pilot study found arsenic and lead in organic and non-organic tampons. The study found that organic tampons contained higher levels of arsenic, while non-organic tampons had higher levels of lead.
Although the levels of both metals were low, the EPA says there is no safe level of exposure to lead. The FDA lab study will mimic normal use of tampons to see just how much, if any, of the metals may be released into the human body during their use.
A new report found the U.S. is facing an ongoing maternity health crisis. The report was released by the infant and maternal health nonprofit March of Dimes. It found 1 out of every 3 counties does not have a single a clinician, and in many parts of the country, prenatal and delivery doctors are leaving the workforce.
Some hospitals are closing their labor and delivery units due to staff shortages and fewer births. The organization has called for expanded training opportunities to encourage more midwives to join the healthcare workforce. It's also called for investments in telehealth to reach more patients.
In your sports headlines this morning, the Mariners faced the San Diego Padres yesterday in the first of 2 games.
2 innings in, and Seattle was up 2-0, but the Padres came from behind, scoring 3 runs in the 3rd. San Diego takes this game 7-3, and they'll face each other again tonight at 6:40.
The topic of NBA expansion has been ongoing for years, although there are no firm answers on the potential of expanding. Commissioner Adam Silver says the topic will be addressed later this season.
While that doesn't guarantee anything, a team coming back to Seattle still seems to be a real possibility. An exhibition game between the LA Clippers and the Portland Trail Blazers will be played in Seattle's Climate Pledge Arena next month. The benefits of playing NBA games in the Seattle market is an example of something that the league will take into consideration when looking at expansion.
Check this out. NASA says the Europa Clipper spacecraft is set to launch next month to explore one of Jupiter's moons.
On Monday, the spacecraft passed a key milestone and has been approved to launch. Europa is an ice-covered world that may have the potential to support life in a salty subsurface ocean.
The Europa Clipper carries instruments that could determine whether life is possible on another place in our solar system besides Earth, of course. The launch window opens on October 10th.
Ooh.
Sounds
Icy
exciting.
World. Sounds like something out of a fantasy book.
Yeah, exactly. Well, check this out also. The U.S. Olympic gymnastics therapy dog has returned home after 4 nights in the hospital.
Aww. Beacon's owner says the 4-year-old golden retriever is improving following his stay for stiffness, labored breathing, and a fever. Beacon is now restricted to minimal walks.
No diagnosis has been found, but he is trending in a good direction.
Beacon provided support to athletes during the Olympic trials.
He is the team's first therapy dog and holds the title Goodest Boy.
Yes,
yeah,
he is. He's such a good boy.
He is. So best wishes for him. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, we'll meet Hazel Bella, a cutie that's up for adoption at the Pitbull Pen. And get this, she loves people, children, and water. More on her in our 6 o'clock hour.
Also today marks 23 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks. Our Monique Ledesma is joining us live from the memorial happening in Kennewick.
I'll have an update on all the fires burning in our region. Also, I'll show you where there are some showers in our area for this morning. So all that's going to be coming up at 6.